Hello, everybody. Welcome to another exciting episode of World of Tanks with V Blue Guitar. Hey, listen, patch 9.2 came out today, and we're going to do the KV2 review tonight, but I wanted to see what look at it. Oh, wow, that looks great. Oh, they made the commander's hatch bigger. Ugh, this is larger. But boy, it looks good, doesn't it? Look at those treads. That's pretty sweetness. Yeah, so the IS-2 got updated. A couple other tanks got updated. The Churchill 1, I think, was another one. Let's take a look at that bad boy. And I don't think I had any of the other ones that got updated, but... Oh, yeah, that looks awesome. Sweet. Okay. So anyway, back to the KV2. Hopefully this will get updated soon too, because now that makes this look like poopy. Pretty low detail. So the KV2, yeah. This is one of those tanks that falls into the, like the Chaffee and the KV-13, the Churchill gun carrier, some of those other tanks. This is one of those, why on earth would you get this tank? Because it only leads to the higher... Now, I will say this. If you're not really into artillery, you can bypass all this crap. If you want to get to the high tiers, a different route. Or if you already have the KV-1 unlocked, it's a lot easier to, if you want to get to this tier 8 or even this tier 7 artillery, it's a lot easier to get there through the KV-2. So I guess in that sense it makes sense. It makes sense. But really the truth of the matter is, why would you want this tank? And I'm going to show you why. Look at my service record. We'll start out with that. Vehicle details. Display statistics. 80 games. I'm averaging 658 experience per game. That's what I usually make in my tier 8 tanks. 61% win rate. That's pretty dang good. Average damage per battle about 800. That's higher than most of my tanks. Now, some people do higher, but this tank is just stupid. It's a lot of fun. I can't... Now, it has a really long reload time, but this is a derper. It's got this 152 millimeter, I think it is. What is the... Yeah, 152 millimeter derp gun. You could fire gold ammo. It's really expensive to do the gold. 4,800 per round. Falls in line with the tier 8 tanks. And it really... It gets you more penetration for sure, but you have actually a higher chance of doing more damage with just the regular HE. However, this gives you a better chance to do damage more often. But honestly, I find that this tank does usually at least a minimum of 200 damage when it hits. Usually it's higher, especially if you find a soft tank. I mean, you're going to one-shot M4s. You're going to one-shot Hellcats. You're going to one-shot Wolverines, T-49s. Anything that's tier 5 or lower that's a medium tank or smaller, boom! Now, where you run into trouble, of course, is that this tank does see up to tier 8. But even on a tier 7, tier 8 match, I find oftentimes I am the top scorer on the team. So as far as damage goes, at least, this is just a really, really great tank. I have been having a blast with it. I got it because I watched someone else do a review on it, and they were like, "It's silly fun. You got to have it." And I'm like, how can a tank that fires once every 15 seconds be fun? That's hard. That's difficult to manage it. It's got no armor. It's got this big honking turret that's soft everywhere. It's really easy to kill, and when I see them in the battlefield, I don't see them doing well, but for me it works. Really, there's two tricks to this tank. The first trick is to play it safe. Once you fire, you know, don't take it out of cover. Don't be in the middle of a field because you're going to get killed. Be smart with it. Keep it covered and keep it using the terrain. Keep hidden. And the other thing, too, is if you get into a snapshot situation, sometimes you just got to fire, even if you're not aimed. And I've got a pretty good crew, but the gun is... It's not accurate, but close up, I want to say it's fairly accurate, close up. So it is reliable to hit, and you'll see, I'm sure, in these battles that we're going to run tonight, there's times where I hit stuff and I haven't aimed fully. In fact, sometimes I just take a zip shot because it's the only opportunity I'll have to fire on them. So I just wham, I fire it and I hit them, and I'm like, wow, I hit them. Usually, if it's a smaller tank, it'll kill them. So, and you get some splash damage too, not a ton, but there is some splash. So But I feel like if you have gotten the KV and you're working towards, let's say, the KV-1S or the T-150, this tank may not be high on your priority list, but it needs to be. This is a very fun tank. Everybody that runs them that I know loves them. Everybody loves this tank. So let's take a look at some of the stats that go along with it. It's got 860 hit points for a tier 6. That's about average. Let's take a look at some of our others here. 820 on the ARL. I think it was 830 on the Churchill 7. I could be wrong about that, but that's just a guess. I don't remember offhand. Who else do I have? I really don't have a ton of tier 6s. Obviously, the TOG's going to have a lot more. Wow, I thought I had more tier 6s, but I guess not. But yeah, but it's average, 860. And it's got the same body armor pretty much as the KV-1. If you look at the chassis here, they're pretty much identical. When I switch back and forth, just watch some of the features like these. Watch these lights and machine gun ports. They stay the same. This plate's a little bit different on the front here. But the whole carriage, this whole thing, the wheels are a little different. Basically, the KV-2 was just that. I think the Russians called it the KV big turret is what they called it. So it's basically a KV tank with some upgrades. Obviously, this plating would make it a little thicker here, better wheels to support the weight. But it's just a monster of a tank. And I think, Mark and I have read some history on this, and I know there were a couple battles. I think there was one where 5 KVs held off like 40 tanks, killed like 40 or 50 German tanks. They were in the woods, and they were able to hold like several platoons of tanks just by themselves. This just has massive damage potential. So now it's fairly spry with a 35-kilometer speed limit. That's pretty good for a heavy tank. I mean, there's a lot of mediums in this game, tier 6 and tiers 5 that are 38 to 40 kilometers per hour. So really, that's a pretty decent speed for a heavy tank. But unfortunately, you make up for that with this crappy armor. It's 75, pretty much the front of the turret and the body. Sorry, I'm getting interrupted here. The front and sides of this tank are 75, and a tier 6, that's pretty thin for a heavy tank. And 70 on the back, and of course you have this really nice flat surface with a big door. All of this is very penetrable, so you really have to use, once again, the terrain. Now, this funny shape with the tall turret actually kind of helps because you can pull up to a mountainside and, get your tank. It'll protect this part of your tank, and then you can turn this part and fire. So it works kind of like the M4 series of tanks on the American line. However, it does make for a big, easy target to hit when you're out in the open, so be very careful. Honestly, if you like the SU-100Y tank destroyer, that tank is very similar to this. It just doesn't have the turret, and it uses AP instead of HE, but the damage is about the same, and the penetration is a little bit higher, but it's weird. They feel very much like the same tank. So if you like that tank, you'll definitely like this one. However, this one's free, and that one you have to pay for. So standard shell damage is anywhere from 525 to 875 on penetration. However, you're not going to penetrate all your shots, especially when you run into harder armor. But you're still going to do like 200 to 300 damage. So it's rare that you ever see a roll under 200. Crappy penetration, of course. But, if you run into a TOG, you're going to do 800 to 900 damage. So it's kind of fun and laughable when that happens. Our traverse speeds on both the tank and the turret are terrible. We also don't have very much gun dep. There's not a ton of gun depression on this tank, just like most of the Russian tanks. A little bit, but not great. And, of course, our miserable fire rate of 2.5. So you're really... I feel like it's faster than that. I think I'm like at 17 seconds or something like that, but you're not going to be firing a lot of rounds in combat. So, or at like I said, it takes, you're going to get off 2 to 3 shots a minute. It's pretty bad. And then of course the view range, the 330 is like tier 4-ish. Signal range 440, still not very good. But I'll tell you what, this tank is these stats don't show the fun factor. So let's go ahead and take this tank out for a drive. I do use the gun rammer and the gun laying drive. I use a toolbox because you will get tracked and you need to keep this tank moving so it can stay into cover. And I've got snapshot so that he can fire and stay aimed a little bit better. I don't know. And I'm using repairs because I've got the toolbox. So these guys eventually will all have repair training, clutch braking, just as normal. Oh, yeah. And I use the safe stowage because I don't want, when you get racked, obviously it's a huge issue in this tank. So I try to prevent getting racked. So let's go ahead and run the tank. Have some fun. As soon as I go to do a review, all I get is bottom tier battles. I was in a tier 8 battle before this and got killed in the first like 2 seconds. On tier 8, this tank is not as much fun. It's not bad, but definitely, you know, I mean, you're dealing with a lot harder armor, and they can just rip right. Most of them can just rip right through you. So this kind of sucks, but whatever. I mean, it seems like whenever I do my reviews, this happens to me. It's like I do my premium tier 5 tanks, and I get all tier 6 battles. I do this tank, and I'm getting all tier 8 battles. So whatever. There are times when I do over 2,000 damage in this kind of battle, so I'm not super concerned about it, but I'm not real excited about it either. You know, it all depends on, it's all statistics and who's playing what that night. So, you know, people must be playing a lot of tier 8s tonight. Looking at the team makeup as far as what we got, we probably could win, though. This sucks. I'm going to get artilleried. That's one of the fun things about this tank. Yes, it was worth it. Not only did I hit him, but I also tracked him. They got 2 Type 59s. That's fair. But I came here to stop the scout, so I got all these mediums running up the side of the hill there. That's not good. That's pretty much the map's hard point. That is the spot that you want to be if you want to hold. So, and I forget who this is going out to. I had somebody request a KV2 review. Sorry, I don't remember. It might have been Coax. I don't remember. I'll have to look that up before I do the next battle. But I did have one of you guys requested that I do the KV2. That's why I'm doing it. So you can always request a tank. If I have it, I'd be very glad. I would be very glad to do it for you. So if you say, "Hey, do you have this?" I'll be like, "Yeah." So here's this one. This one's for you. I am not going any further up. You know I'm spotted. You know it. But, and here you can see, here's where the mobility kind of sucks. This tank is slow as snot. Can I get him? Let's see if I can. Yeah. Oh, rats. Somebody else got to him. Interesting positioning on those T-34s and the T-29. I don't know that that's the safest thing to do, but I don't see anything out here. Oh, dang it. Okay, I gotta get lower. I'm not low enough. That probably was the E-25 that hit me. Let's see. Just be still. It's long enough for the artillery to aim. I need to keep moving. This is one map that they probably should do some updates to. It doesn't have to have it, but it would be nice if it did. That was just a guess. Hoping maybe get some splash damage on that dude. Mass chaos going on in our house, as you can hear. It's no fun with those Type 59s. I really... Haha. Nope, not fast enough. Shoot. That reload was like 1 second too late. E-25's coming up. And he's going to peep. And I totally whiffed. But I keep your front to him. He's going to sucker onto me. Watch this. Oh, yep. I'm going to keep my front to those guys. And they're all firing at me, so I need to get low. These guys are silly. We really got to take care of that Type 59. This has not been a red letter game for me. It's been kind of a dud. The Hellcat. Like that, if I could put a round into that Hellcat, I'd do some major, major damage, but he's just too low, and I don't want to... I'm already being hit. Man, we've totally lost this side of the map. So we'll see what we can do here. Our KV-4. Man, these guys. We need some spots, guys. Nope, he's protected. So what's happened here? Have they gone around the back? I'm just gonna sit. Yeah, they did. Crap. Here comes some thunder. This is gonna be a close game. Best I can do. Sorry, fella. Our artillery's done for. But I'm not... Well... I'm way past where I should have gone. Crap. I got over too fast. Well... I'm useless for 13 more seconds. You can see the reload time really isn't that bad. It's just... Well, against stuff like that, it's very inopportune. Does he know I'm here? Ouch. Their artillery's going to hit me. And I can't get flat here. This ground is not working with me. If I could just see that types. T-69. Where's if I can see him? Yeah. Yeah, where did that come from? Who knows? Okay, that was a sucky game. But it shows you how this thing does on a Tier 8 battle. I mean, really, you're just kind of fodder. Sometimes you can do good, but not always. You really need the team support when you're that low down. And we just didn't have it. KV-1S, he died too. My gosh. Yeah, whenever they put two Type 59, you got to question MM. Though those guys are probably platooned. Yeah, of course. Yeah, so they gave them a top-tier platoon with some of the hardest tanks in the game to beat, and that's fair. So, yeah, so that was a crappy battle. They happen, you know. Oh, wow, too close to the mic, sorry. You know you have a bad team when you did my score was 240 and I was the third highest on the team. That's just a bad team, guys. I still made money, though. I made 4,000 credits. All right, let's run another one here. All right, so here we are in another battle. Another Tier 8 battle. This is the fourth one in a row. Thank you, MM. So I'm just getting screwed tonight. Hopefully I'll be able to do something, but yeah, it sucks. That usually doesn't happen with this tank. So, I mean, you do get Tier 8 battles for sure, but you usually get a nice mix. I don't know. I guess everybody's playing their Tier 8s tonight, but this is the fourth battle in a row that I've played that is Tier 8. So I'm just kind of frustrated at this point. Time to pull out my new updated T-44, I guess. Okay, there's way too many going the hill, I guess. And everybody's got their Type 59s out tonight for some reason. probably because this new patch came out and everyone, you know, all the players that don't play, you know, decide tonight they're going to come out and try out the new patch, and then they're going to grab their Type 59. Unfortunately, we haven't seen any of the new maps yet. All I've seen are these old recycled maps over and over again. Yeah, here's the JT-88. It's going to hit me. Yeah. So this is not going... Well, I guess this is going fine. The battle's going okay, but... What the heck is this RH driver doing, man? Is he crazy? And I whiffed. That's great. Indian Panzer. See, this Type 69 or T69 keeps moving in and out. He's screwing me up because he won't. I can't. So see, I didn't get a penetration, but I still did 230 frickin' damage. So that's the whole point of this tank, right? Try to help that SU-101 out. Guess I don't need to. Where did that... Oh, Super Pershing. Great. That's who I need to go against. And we're losing the hill. Totally. Oh, man. Oh, he donked it. Yeah, I can't hit him. 2 donks in a row. Unbelievable. I just can't get my gun down enough. So, back out this way and... Wish I could hit that artillery. But I need to be ready in case these guys come around and push. Come on, come on, load, load. Aim, aim, aim. Boom. Nope. 2 misses. And another bounce. Wow. Yeah, I'm just completely ineffective this battle. Not sure what's going on, but... Not, oh, dang, Super Pershing. I'm not going to be able to do anything against his armor, but if he comes out sideways, wow. Come on! Yeah. What? Really? 255? Wow. What? Really? Man. The Object 416 is going down. I just look how slow I am. I can't even... Hit him on the head. Poor Object 416. Come on, guys. This is so bad. This guy's awesome. Object 416 is a good player here. Yeah, 590, finally a good hit. Wow, look at that. Now we're gonna... Wow. I can't believe we saved the hill. I thought we were goners for sure, man. This was looking so bad. See, he just keeps backing without looking. It's driving me crazy, man. I'm trying to stay out of his way, but I'm slow. Come on, go help him. Dang it. These little guys need to help big time. Yep. Don't whiff it. Don't whiff it. Don't whiff it. Yep. There we go. Okay. Now we're starting to play good. I had to warm up there. Is he looking at me? Most likely he is. Nope. Wow. We did it. Wow. Finally a good game. Okay. Unbelievable. It's tough stuff, man. Well, that is how you play a tier 8 match with this tank, and that was a much better game on my part than the last one. So I think you get to see what the tank really does. And of course, there we go. That was the second top scorer. Not that impressive on the damage, but once again, sometimes you're not going to do as much damage in those high tier games because you've got a lot of armor to penetrate. But yeah, it was great. 5 penetrations, 1,300 damage. bounced a lot of shots. That was unstick for this tank. I just had a good angle on him, I guess. But they had a good angle on me, too. I couldn't get my gun down low enough. So, yeah, made 11,000 credits, non-premium. This is a fun tank, guys, I'm telling you. Even as you saw in Tier 8, I can be useful and do some serious damage to enemies. So that one hit was a big hit, 590. So, anyway. Yeah, if you have a chance to go through and get this tank, I definitely think that it's worth it. I wish you could have seen a Tier 6 battle, because there's just so many funny things that happen when you get into a battle where it's all Hellcats and M4s. I mean, and the Panzer IV and stuff like that. It's mayhem. You kill everybody with one shot. So that is fun. But we didn't get to see that tonight. But anyway, you can see even on Tier 8, I guess probably a better representation really happened tonight, because you can see what this tank can do even when put against some very difficult odds. So it is a performer, and it's just a great tank. So keep an eye on the Luckies. If I get a good battle with this, I will definitely post it so you guys can see what it does on a lower tier battle. Having fun. So anyway, have a great night. Be sure to subscribe. And once again, KV2 it, man. It is worth it. And definitely in platoons. This is a lot of fun. Have a great night. Bye. All right, so we're joining a battle in progress. I couldn't resist. So I'm going to break in here, even though the review was over. This happened, I forgot about this replay. So this is a replay, and I'm with my platoon mates, Happy Dude, and then also Slingshot, who was our platoon commander. And, you know, I wanted to just show you what it's like when you're top tier. I felt like I just didn't get that tonight, so I wanted to show you a battle where I actually was top tier, and how much fun it is. Especially when you're platooned. It makes a big difference, because then the three of you are firing at the same targets. But you'll get to see some nice derps and one-shots, and a couple Reaper shots too. So you know they're doomed, because they're driving an A43. And the A43 is a cursed tank. I hate to tell you this. And I'm really not a believer in cursed tanks. I loved the A43. It was one of my favorite tanks in the game to play. It's actually a lot of fun because it's fast. Yeah, the gun sucks, but yeah, here's a patch error. Sorry. Let's see. How can I change that? If I right click. There we go. So yeah, but I found with mine, no matter how well I did, I always lost. So there's a hit right there from a KV. 302 damage on the BDR. Watch this M4. Here he goes. So long, sucker. Yeah, I think that was the only one shot in this game, but it happens. Happens frequently when you're top tier. So we're going to speed it up a little bit because nothing happens for a little while except for this. Oh, the Hetzer. Where did he come from? Ouch. He missed. He derped my track. This M4 misses. Yep. Things are playing in my favor. This Hetzer, he should have pushed. Maybe he doesn't know. I'm still reloading. And, yeah. Oh, I'm ready. I'm ready for you. Goodbye. I guess that was the second derp, wasn't it? And I got the BDR. I'm coming around, but I can't do anything to him. He whiffs another shot. Man, these guys are just having a bad night. But I'm realizing he's going to reload before I fire again. And he misses again. Oh, goodbye. Yeah. A lot of fun. M4 finally gets a hit on me. And he's a derper too, so my derpy armor is not very good against his. Oh, and I'm thinking, you know what, I'm going to kill this SU-8. But then this guy comes close, and I whiff. And that is where the gun accuracy is not the greatest. And of course, that leaves me open to this M4, who takes advantage of the opportunity. I know I'm not really going to do much, but he bounced a shot, kind of. He did splash damage, but he didn't do much damage to me. Break my track, though. Thinking, man, I'm going to kill this guy. But Slingshot gets him in his KV-2. So now it's time to finish off the M4. He's running away. He hits me again. That time he gets a good hit, but what does it matter? His armor he has no armor compared to this tank, so Or this tank's gun, I should say. So, 4 kills. 2 of them one-shots. Well, now it's time to move on to the FV304. Apparently one of the best players on their team. Poor team. Look at their score, man. And he kills his 3rd tank. This thing is so overpowered, it's not even funny. But, I guess you could say the same thing for the KV2. And there he goes. So all they got left is a Hellcat, and the game is pretty much over at this point. So, yeah, I just wanted you to see what it's like to run the KV2 in a top-tier battle. You are going to do, if you're careful and you play it safe and you hide your tank, you're going to do a lot of damage. You really can do a lot of damage. And M4s and Hellcats are prime food for you. You're just going to blast them away. So, anyway, that was fun. So, have a great night. Thanks again for watching the review. Sorry to bust in like that. When you thought it was over, it wasn't really over. But I just wanted you to see what a battle was like in this tank, having fun. Be sure to subscribe. Have a great night.